In this video I show you 10 tricks with aluminium foil that really everyone should know, so be sure to watch the video until the end. All you need for these tricks is ordinary aluminium foil. Let's start with trick number 1. If you have an older pair of scissors that doesn't cut very well anymore and is even rather dull, you can sharpen them again with the help of some aluminium foil. To do this, take aluminium foil, fold it 2 or 3 times and then start cutting it with the scissors. Use the entire cutting surface of the scissors here, so open them up really nicely and then keep cutting through the aluminium foil. Now you can do this again and again in several layers. You will notice that the cut becomes clearer and clearer and the scissors become sharper and sharper. And after that you'll have scissors that are really sharp again thanks to some aluminium foil. Trick number 2 is all about lime stains. That is, the lime spots on your faucet or on the faucet in your shower, because you can remove them really quickly and easily with a little aluminium foil. Take a piece of aluminium foil and form it into a ball, as you can see here in the video. Make this now still a little wet and then you can now start to rub over the calcified fittings. That is, here I now really wipe over everything. And you should then notice very quickly that even heavily calcified stains disappear directly. The whole thing works on all stainless steel fittings, so no matter whether in the kitchen, in the bathroom, in the shower, wherever. If you have then rubbed over here, then you just have to dry the whole thing again. And after that you can see that the faucets here are really nice and clean and shiny again. This leads us to trick number 3. Take small pieces of aluminium foil and put them in the freezer. They should stay in the freezer for at least 1 hour. Then take them out again and fold them so that they fit over your eyes. Because we want to put these cold pieces of aluminium foil on our eyes now. This helps especially against puffy eyes and also puffy bags under the eyes. And you can remove dark circles with this. Leave them on your eyes for about 20 minutes, maybe press it a little bit or just hold it under your eyes. Afterwards you will see that the bags under your eyes have disappeared and you will look much fitter and fresher. You can also use aluminium foil in your clothes dryer. To do this, take a piece of aluminium foil and form it into a ball. You now throw this ball with your laundry in the dryer. And then you can start the dryer as usual. The piece of aluminium foil now prevents the laundry from becoming statically charged, which happens in most cases. You can also buy special cloth for this. The only problem is that they are much more expensive than the aluminium foil and you have to throw them away after use. You can use the piece of aluminium foil however again and again. That is, you can take it out of the dryer now and throw it back in the dryer the next few times, preventing the laundry from becoming statically charged. And we can even use the aluminium foil in our remote control. But very specifically we are talking about the batteries here, because when the remote control eventually runs out, you need to replace the battery. But if you don't have a suitable battery now, you can't use the remote control anymore. But in case you only have smaller batteries, then you need a piece of aluminium foil can help you. You should take this and fold it a few times until it is small enough to fit into the battery compartment of your remote control. Because now, as you can see here, we can't put these small batteries inside, because they wiggle back and forth and the contacts don't touch. So the remote control doesn't work like that. But if we now take the piece of aluminium foil, put it up here and then put the smaller battery in, then it fits through the piece of aluminium foil. It doesn't wobble and the contacts touch, and thus the remote control works and we can continue to use it. To avoid any danger here, you should really only do this as a transitional measure, and preferably only at the moment when you want to use the remote control. Take the piece of aluminium foil and the battery out again afterwards and get the right batteries so that everything works again as usual. But for the time being you can make the remote work if you don't have the right batteries at home. You probably also know that your dishes don't really shine anymore after some time. Spoons, forks and knives lose some of their shine and eventually look rather dull. But aluminium foil can also be used here. Take a piece of aluminium foil and form it into a bowl so that the shiny side faces outwards. You can then put it in a dishwasher. To be more precise, either in the cutlery basket or, if you have one, in the cutlery drawer. This is exactly where you keep your cutlery in the dishwasher. Afterwards, fill the dishwasher with powder or a dishwashing tab as you normally would. Then start it and let it run completely. When it's done, you can remove the piece of aluminium foil and throw it in the trash. This should now have caused a chemical reaction to make your cutlery look much better again. That is, it no longer looks so dull and should also shine much more. This way, every now and then you can make sure that your cutlery looks a bit nicer again, simply with a piece of aluminium foil which you put within the dishwasher. Trick number 7 brings us to the casserole dish. Because if you've cooked anything in a casserole dish, it's going to be dirty afterwards. You can just rinse off most of the dirt, but there are always those special places where it's a little burnt on the side and what's already a little more burnt and just not so easy to rub off. For this you can pour some hot water into the baking dish. Add a small drop of detergent and then you need a piece of aluminum foil which you tear off and form into a small bowl. With this you can get such incrustations out of the casserole dish. Take the piece of aluminum foil, rub it first through the water and then rub it over the burnt incrustations. You will see you only have to rub it a few times and they will be completely removed. Rinse the casserole dish again after that, make it dry and then it will be really nice and clean again, and all that just with the help of a small piece of aluminum foil. If you want to fill a liquid into a bottle that had a small opening and you don't have a funnel at home, you can also use aluminum foil. Tear off a piece of aluminum foil and roll it into a funnel. Once you have done this, you can put it into the bottle, fill it with water or any other liquid and it should run perfectly through the funnel into the bottle without anything going wrong. So if you don't have a funnel at home but you desperately need one, just make one yourself out of a small piece of aluminum foil. Did you know that you can even clean silver jewelry with aluminum foil? Well, we also need a few more ingredients for it. In the first case, of course, dirty silver jewelry. Now take a small bowl and put the aluminum foil into the bowl here, as you can see with me, so that you have formed a small bowl in the bowl here from the piece of aluminum foil. Now we also need conventional salt here. I'm going to put about 2 to 3 teaspoons of that into the aluminum foil. Then our piece of jewelry also comes in here because we want to clean it perfectly with this solution now. And the last ingredient we need is water, preferably hot water from the kettle. I have now heated this to about 60 degrees Celsius and dump it into the bowl. We should now leave our jewelry in this bowl with the salt and the water for the time being. You should wait about 30 minutes before you take it out again. Get a piece of kitchen roll ready, lay your jewelry out on it and dry it off. Afterwards you will see that it is much cleaner again, and this way you can also clean your jewelry perfectly and easily with aluminum foil. And that brings us to trick number 10, where we can use aluminum foil to make a cold go away much faster. To do this, all you have to do is take aluminum foil, cut it a little bit to size and then put your feet on it and wrap your foot in the aluminum foil so that the entire foot is now inside the aluminum foil. Do this with both feet and leave it on your feet for about an hour. Repeat this process if necessary. This will help the cold subside much faster. Be sure to try the whole thing on yourself as well. Would you like to learn 10 more cleaning tricks with shaving foam that you should know? Then be sure to watch this video which I linked to you at this point. You would make me really happy if you click the like button and subscribe to my channel.